Hello, here it is, the most requested shit or legit video of all time. I have wanted to make a video about SHEIN for years. There is a lot to say, a lot to explore, so let's do it. I have been approached many times by SHEIN to do a sponsored video, but especially upon reading the terms and hearing what I have about the website, I couldn't bring myself to do it. I would have to sign a contract that forbade saying anything negative about the product or website, comparing the brand to any other labels, or describing the products as cheap or Chinese. I wasn't prepared to showcase products from a company I know to be dodgy and say it was great even if it wasn't. I am never prepared to do that. I had never bought anything from SHEIN, so this is my first purchase from there. I found the site absolutely befuddling. I didn't actually realize how much they have. I thought they just did clothes. No, they have everything. So it obviously isn't just one huge shop or warehouse. I thought it must be lots of smaller ones. What it is many factories, their products bought and labeled with the SHEIN brand. Trouble is they're very cagey about their business model and ethics, so doing any factual research has been a real challenge. In all honesty, if sites like SHEIN had been around when I was young, I would have been all over it. It was almost impossible to get any alternative clothing or accessories in New Zealand in those days. Whatever was out there was too expensive for me. Still is, honestly. But there are multiple reasons to label them dodgy, one being their propensity for copying other designers. They've faced lawsuits from Doc Martens, Levi Strauss, Ralph Lauren, besides many other smaller designers. They've ripped off countless individual artists and small businesses who likely can't afford to pursue legal action, so for those people there's really nothing they can do. Most large goth brands get ripped off by SHEIN continuously. Bromwear, which is SHEIN's primary goth brand, is obviously the worst offender for that. Killstar has staff who have to send SHEIN cease and desist notices every week. Here are but a few examples of things I recognized while scrolling through SHEIN and the genuine original version. These items are shamefacedly copied from Punk Rave, Eva Lady, Dark in Love, Restyle, Killstar, Creepsville, and Widow. I know, right? I've seen this happen to people I know personally. Just small businesses of one or two people. Hardworking one-woman talent powerhouse Alice of Vide Noir had her designs poorly copied and sold for cheap, and there was nothing she could do about it. Like, she literally makes her own fabrics and laces and everything. Voltaire had one of his own hand-drawn, very cute cushion cover designs copied. Astonishingly, SHEIN actually removed the design and apologized, saying they have no idea who sells on their platform or where they get their designs from. Righto! I've seen so many artists that I know and follow have their work cheaply and poorly imitated. It's painful, but I can't afford the original item, I hear some of you cry. The thing is, the prices of these pale copies aren't necessarily that much better, and the real cost comes at the poor quality of the item and the forced or underpaid labor that went into making them. One garment may last a lifetime or even generations, the other maybe a few wears. One garment is made of safe materials, the other is of spun plastic and may contain carcinogenic chemicals. You may not get what you see in the picture, and some pictures are stolen directly from the original label. So it's up to you. If that's all you can afford, I get it. I myself am not a woman of means. It just sucks that cheap things often come at a price. Let's quickly have a look at the things that I did get. These things have been worn, washed, used a good few times to see how they stand up. Just going to start quickly with something small, a pair of socks. For some reason I find it challenging to find over the knee socks. These are pretty awful actually. They look okay, but they aren't. They are extremely tight, extremely uncomfortable, and I've now become the pair of socks I wear when there's nothing else to wear. They're supposed to be over the knee, they aren't. They're supposed to be one size fits all. They certainly aren't. These would really only fit someone who was very petite. Just a pair of pretty socks. Pretty significant fail on those. Okay, let's try on the bigger things. I've been trying to find things that I can throw on every day that isn't just like t-shirt and leggings. This dress has been that. In all honesty, and I hate to say it, but this might be the best and most flattering dress I have ever owned. Since getting it, I've probably worn it like 30 times. So far, it's lasting pretty well. I like the style. I don't know. And it's got pockets. I've just found it to be, for me, like the perfect everyday go-to thing. I don't know how well you can see that. The fabric is pilling a wee bit, but apart from that, it's been pretty good. I think this came from Notey Notes, so I think that's probably one of the better SHEIN brands. Yeah, so this dress, I hate to say it, but it's been great. I also got these leggings, tights, I don't know, can you see them? They have this velvet flocked snake pattern on them. They're pretty comfortable, they haven't torn or don't have runs or anything in them like tights might get. Hate to say it, but yeah, these are actually pretty good. I also got a couple of wee children's things that I'll just show you quickly. All fishnet socks with bows on them. They seem pretty good. You can't easily test for chemicals and things at home. You need a lab. I guess most things for children are probably okay. I got this wee hat. It looks absolutely adorable on Severine. As you may have just noticed, this bead trim around it isn't actually attached, it's just sitting there, so like it keeps coming off. I have to actually stitch it on, and it's starting to come apart just a wee bit at the top there. It doesn't have the little safety catch thing like children's hats really ought to have. I guess it's very stretchy elastic, it's probably okay, but this is extremely cute and definitely not the sort of thing, especially hair, that you would just find in a children's wear shop. There's also this wee dress, which is a lot better than I expected it to be. It has been worn and washed a bunch of times. I don't expect this to last forever, but it has so far actually been quite good. It doesn't seem to cause her any discomfort. She's got extremely sensitive skin, so if something was irritating, we would know all about it. Actually pleasantly surprised with this little girl's dress. This dress I like more than I probably should. The material it's made of is borderline. Like, it has absolutely no stretch, but it does have elasticated wrists, which is quite nice. I like that. The back has shirring on it, so the back is quite stretchy. What I found is that in general the sizes for most things were fairly consistent, which is nice. And how well you can see with this dress is actually quite long. The overall shape is pretty flattering on me. This lace piece here isn't going to last forever. This lace piece here is actually separate. This is another thing, a little modesty thing. It's basically just a piece of lace with straps. If something looks too slutty, it takes it down a notch. They're dickies, they're really cheap, and they've actually been very useful. This one doesn't sit, as you can see, particularly well. The only complaint I have about this dress is that it makes a lot of noise. You know what I mean? Like this noise. I'd say it could be made of better fabric, but it's okay. Pains me to say it, but this skirt has been freaking fantastic. I've washed this and worn this 1,000 times. It's still pretty good. Pockets! Look, it's got deep pockets on both sides, which is perfect for my new mum lifestyle. I usually have a pacifier in one pocket and a bunch of hair ties in the other. Really, really stretchy and comfortable and long. See, it starts up pretty high and goes all the way down to my ankles. You can see there the fabric is starting to pill a little bit, but that's not really much of a complaint. Considering how many times I've worn it and washed it, is exceeding expectations. It's from Emery Rose, so maybe that's kind of a good one. Coming back up here, this is, I don't know what you call this, a top or a jacket. It's got these elasticated wrists again, which I like. I also have to wear the dickie under this because it's a little bit too plungy to be socially acceptable. If you look here, you can see one of the buttons has come off. Well, it wasn't the button that came off, it was rather the loop. They are not sewn on very well. What I've been able to do is I also saw these things on SHEIN. I don't remember how many of these were in the packet. There were lots of them. Pretty much since getting this top, I've been using one of these. Close the wee gap there. Like I said, SHEIN really does seem to have kind of everything, not just clothes. And when you come from somewhere like New Zealand, that sort of thing is pretty tempting and amazing. I also, again, I don't know how many of these there were, but I got these. Lots of little bags. These are for storing jewellery in while you're travelling, or whatever, I suppose. I already used them when we went up to the North Island recently. So yeah, my verdict on this one is that it's okay, but not perfect. I do like it. I'm not like disappointed with it or whatever. So this is actually a nightie. To me, it was like a dream nightie. I like wearing long old ladyish things to bed. Obviously it's black, kind of hard to come by black nighties. I've had compliments on this from family members who've seen me in it. Very pretty, it's very comfortable. Really for me, the kind of nightie that I'm always looking for. The elastic does occasionally bing up like that, which is a wee bit annoying. Like the elasticated wrists. but not that great as a nightie. When you're sleeping, you don't want to wake up in a puddle of sweat. And regardless of the temperature, this isn't breathable whatsoever. I will sweat a lot if I sleep in this. Not great. Almost perfect, but one thing that has been pretty disappointing were these leggings. These are advertised as like waist shaping leggings, so you can see they've got this elastic bit at the top there. Well, they're not leggings, they're tights. Leggings are trousers. Leggings are something you can wear without a skirt or a dress over the top, right? These are not that. You can't. They're see-through and they are itchy. Oh my god, the material is really irritating. It doesn't really have a shaping effect either. Really uncomfortable and not at all what they were pretending to be. Another piece of shapewear I thought I would try because I saw so many of these on SHEIN. I'm not going to put this on. It's terrible. So this is meant to be a corset, a waist shaper. So many hooks and eyes. Takes absolutely ages. Does have a slight cinching effect. Not at the front or anything, but it does squeeze you in like a little bit on the sides. But it's painful. A proper corset is not painful. And that's not putting it on too tightly or anything. Like after not long, it really starts to hurt. And actually when I did wear it, I think for the second time, there was pain in my sides for 2 days afterwards. If you want to wear a corset, get a proper corset. Don't do this to your body. I am saving the worst thing for last, but next I'm going to show you something that I was looking forward to the most. What's this? It's a bikini. I have wanted a modest swimsuit for a really long time. SHEIN has a lot of Muslim women's things as well, so I thought this is my opportunity. Not all of us like revealing our whole entire bodies in public. So I've already worn this to the pool a couple of times. I'm not a swimmer, but I go there with my children. Nobody looked at me weirdly. I thought they might do. It was really good actually. It's 2 pieces. There's separate leggings, and this was from like SHEIN Mulvari, so I don't know, maybe that's also kind of a good one. The only con, I think, is it's got like an inbuilt bra, sort of, which doesn't really sit right. You can see bits poking out. Neck decoration is a bit random. This is my swimsuit now. As you can see, it's not super flattering, but I'm pretty happy with it. I guess it's just made of the same stuff that all togs are made of. Worn it a couple of times to the pool, washed it, it's been okay. So, what the ever-living fuck is going on here? This is a cardigan, a long one, or at least it's supposed to be. The buttons don't undo, so first I was like, oh, maybe I just need to button it up differently. No, maybe I've just got it on wrong. No, it's crooked. It's crooked. Here's the picture of it. Here's what it looks like. How do you do this? How does this happen? It's been sewn together wrongly. It's totally unusable. Blech! What was also strange about this cardigan was that it arrived not with a factory or chemical smell, but with a strong perfume smell. Like maybe someone had already bought it and returned it. It smelled like someone else's perfume. I don't think you can just get a refund, and getting a return is like way more hassle and expense and time than I'm able to put in. Now I just have this munted, weird, useless thing. What? So really kind of a mixed bag. I'm guessing that's just because they all come from different suppliers and different factories. Here's the thing. So I left this crooked cardigan a negative review with 1 star. However, my review was posted with 5 stars. Apparently this is a common occurrence. I noticed a lot of reviews seem to be written by bots. They're very generic and singing the praises of the brand. Looking into this, it turns out that SHEIN has been in trouble, even investigated by the EU, for manipulating reviews, deleting negative ones, or producing fake ones with AI. According to FakeSpot, around 20% of SHEIN's reviews can be considered fake. When looking through reviews to decide if something was worth purchasing, I only looked at ones with photos. That's a big tip. There is substantial evidence that SHEIN uses forced labor. On average, workers get paid 3 cents per item they make and may work 75 hours a week, longer than what is legal in China. SHEIN acknowledged 2 cases of child labor that were discovered in their supply chain. But does this mean that that is the company's wrongdoing or just that particular supplier? On this point, they are particularly cagey and often won't respond to questions about their use of labor. What's really scary is that studies have found dangerous and illegally high levels of hazardous substances in SHEIN's clothing, including formaldehyde, lead, antimony, and phthalates, which are endocrine disruptors. Terrifyingly, most of these were found in children's clothing. You should always wash things when first you get them, but even repeated washing will not remove some of these substances. Ever. Environmentally, they fail. No matter how finely spun the plastic is to feel like cotton or wool or fur, it's still plastic. 100% polyester means 100% plastic. It is not biodegradable and made of the same stuff as plastic bottles. Only a tiny percentage of their garments contain real cotton, and it is possible that this cotton is obtained through forced labor. Most of their garments are made with various plastics. You just have a little look. I find wearing this beautiful nightie very sweaty in it, right? Because it's not breathable, I suppose. 95% polyester, 5% elastane. Polyester, therefore plastic, therefore not breathable, therefore sweaty. And as Shein's clothes do not last and are designed to hit fleeting current trends, imagine how much of that plastic ends up in landfills or the sea. They add between 2,000 and 10,000 new items to their website every day. How is that not insane? In the influencer contract they sent me, it was forbidden to allude to overconsumption or fast fashion. Oh my god. They have initiatives called SHEIN Cares and the SHEIN Foundation, which claim to do good things for the environment and communities, but their all-round lack of transparency and the fact that actions speak louder than words suggest to many that these initiatives are just PR for bettering the company's image. In conclusion, well, SHEIN, for all the aforementioned reasons, is big and evil and shit. Though it does give an option to those of us with shallow pockets, I personally feel a bit yucky wearing their things and embarrassed to answer whenever someone says, "Oh, that's nice, where did you get it?" I'm not telling you not to shop there, I get it. Just bear those things in mind if you do. Please subscribe to my channel, we would love to have you here. If you have any opinions or facts or stories about SHEIN that you would like to share, please do so in the comments below. As always, take care of yourself, be nice to each other, stay authentic, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Yeah.